My fifth game. It's the year 2000 or 95. And Japan released a game called the RPG Maker 95 and 95 and the RPG Maker 2000 and 2000. This is why I'm confused about the date. But it was one of those dates. And a Russian programmer going by the alias of Don Miguel released an English translation. This was the only way that I here in the US could ever play this game. That I could ever design my own RPG on a computer. I'm not going to disclose whether or not I ever had access to this because, I mean, it's not on the up and up, but the idea of creating your own RPG and knowing about all the elements that it lets you manipulate followed me into my fifth game. But also something else that was piquing my interest at the time followed me into this game, and that is Chrono Trigger, Secret of Mana, Secret of Evermore, Final Fantasy, JRPGs. Although Secret of Evermore wasn't J. Anyway, these games on Super Nintendo where you're introduced to this concept of, hey, I'm level 1, what do I fight? Oh, a slime! And then I get experience. So I have these stats and things like that. So I had stepped away from this Dragon Ball Z, the hype of game making from the last game, and I decided, hey, what if I tried to make a tabletop JRPG? I know what stats do and don't work now, right? Well, I thought I did. Here I have a very old and somewhat destroyed list of monsters, starting with Slime. Slime has 0 attack, 30 HP, 0 V, and currently I don't know what that stat is. 3D, which I think is defense, and 0S, which I think is speed. It also gives you 1 experience. But bats, the second one, also 1 experience. Snakes, the third one, also 1 experience. Spiders, 1 experience. And zombies, 1 experience. Ghosts, 1 experience. Dragon Boss, 1 experience. Rat King, 1 experience. Now you might be thinking, oh, so no matter what, skeleton, 1 experience. So no matter what you kill, it's just 1 experience. But I'm actually skipping around here because there are some enemies that give you 10 experience. Vegeta, 10 experience. I don't know. It's on here. I don't remember doing that. Big Snake, 10 experience. Mystic Knight, maybe? Can you read that? I can't. 10 experience. At the very end, you have other bosses. A Leviathan boss, a Dragon Knight, an HG demon, fire, water, earth, and air. That's on his name bar. So the other 2 give you 100 experience. This one gives you 1,000 experience. Experience apparently was very, very hard to come by in this game, but I don't think that it was actually that necessary either. I started the game very story oriented. You were playing a party going through an adventure that I had set up ahead of time. I have a map of the world, of this world drawn out, and you get to decide where to go on this map. But not only that, I have an overlay for the DM that you use to look on the map. And I don't think I could show you this on camera, but you put this over the map to see where events take place. Or you just have it over here. And if they go north, then, well, that's where the ghosts are. If they try to cross this land bridge over here, well, that's where the slime wall is. So they have to figure out how to make it past these things that only the DM knows exists. Trying not to push them in certain directions or get them to avoid things that they don't know are there. But the very first encounter is a scripted event where you start with one person in your party who's super overpowered. And I think I got this idea from Final Fantasy. One of the Final Fantasy games where you started out at like level 20 and then you were really powerful, you're doing everything right, and then when the game actually starts, you're not level 20 anymore. You're just this level 1 dude and everything's difficult. So here you fight a slime in an area. If you just walk around, you can just fight slimes. But at the end of this, and this is a town, this is your starting town. So you start around here somewhere, you go to shops and you could talk to people, and you eventually have to leave, but there's a minotaur in the way. And you have to fight this minotaur, but you have an overpowered person in your party who just, when it's their turn, they wipe it out and then you can continue, but they stay behind. Just this weird scripted start to the game, just introducing people to the mechanics. I have items for a magic shop and a name to the owner of the magic shop, I think, Golo, which I think was the prototype for naming Golu. No, it couldn't have been. He had been around for years before. I think this was just like a callback to that character. But there's a capacity bean and has a bunch of pluses all over it. I don't know what those mean. There's an HP potion with a bunch of pluses all over it. And I guess I don't know what that means. There's an ether for your MP. There's a wizard wand that has a couple stats on it. MP, the additional MP, it's at an attack, a magic attack, a durability, how much it costs. There's a rose ring, a bone arm, which can only be used by evil characters. There's a dream wand, a wolf fur, a violet ring, Mithras wand. I don't know what I was spelling there. And a summon staff. Neat little shop that I had planned, a little scripted thing there too, that you could go in and look at these things, and if you had the gold for it, you could buy it. Well, I also have a weapons shop run by somebody named Lance. They have a sword with 12 attack and 30 durability. It costs 25 gold. They have a long sword, a javelin, a spear, an assassin blade, a Gauss rifle. Things were getting weird in this game. A frag grenade, a mace, and a morning star. You know, to just kind of rein it back. But I drew little pictures for all these things too, so you could see what they look like. And over here I have some more drawings. I have the assassin blade. I have a shield gun, which shoots a shield. There's the Gauss rifle again, the plasma grenade. A T-23 Widowmaker, which is some kind of gun that I didn't draw. In fact, I don't think I drew any of these. a Black Panzer, which I think is supposed to be an anti-tank missile, a Shredder, which seems like it was taken straight out of Perfect Dark, a frag grenade, LK4 and 4 Pro rifle. No, that says bio, but it looks like bro. You know what? I'm good with bro rifle. A lightning gun. Septorian javelin. I don't know what that is. M80 throwing star, an explosive throwing star. There's stuff on the back. I'm moving on, but there's that. There's a sheet for the DM that lets them know the stats of the slime. Any character that you've defeated would be added here, so you could go into a simulation room and refight the enemies without gaining gold. But you still get experience. So I have little maps drawn out for other areas. And then I have the character card. The character sheet. You may have noticed, as I just did right now, I do not have a name for this game. So this character's name is Duo Rain, Rane, Lake. Sure. They're evil. Their job is hunter. Their age is 26, although I seem to have marked it out here and moved it over there. Their story is main character. I don't know what that means. They have been in 4 monster fights by the time I stopped playing this game. The character owner is myself. So they have a strength stat, 34, a speed stat, 22, a force stat, 34. I don't know what that is. A defense stat, 17, an intel stat, 27, a capacity stat, 16, HP, 74, MP, 6. They're level 5. They've gained a total of 7 experience. You want to know how easy it is to level up? They're level 5 and have 7 experience. Are they level 5 with 7 experience, or have they gained a total of 7 experience to reach level 5? I don't know. Over here, I've got level 4 and 1 experience on the next character. Level 2 and 1 experience. Level 3 and 12 experience. It seems arbitrary, and I'm not sure if there was a method to this madness. Their weapons. They have no weapons, but they do have an item, a Minotaur's fur, so they were part of the party that killed the Minotaur. They're the main character. The second character over here, who was owned by a friend named Robert, their story is Duo's brother. So they're the brother of the main character, because we're all playing this campaign together. They have technique, slash, and ultimate attack. Slash probably taken from Chrono Trigger. It's very simple. I think the rest of this is just character cards. Character card, character card, character card. And they're all owned by different people. So I've got Brandon, Josh, Malcolm, Matt, Chance. This is the most amount of people I've ever gotten to play a tabletop game with me that I made. This person has no, or this class has no owner. All right, so I got a battle sheet here that talks about the battles. And I haven't read this in a very long time, so I hope I can understand it, and I hope it makes sense. The one with the highest speed goes first. Subtract the speed of the one you go in front of from your speed. I think it was the other way around. I think you subtract the speed of the person going in front of you. from your speed. Or you subtract your speed from their speed and then see who goes first. What I was trying to do is take that chrono trigger bar that goes up, it fills up before you can perform an action. So this is a mechanic that's just going on all the time. But also, I think I was taking part of Final Fantasy Tactics turn-based system where they counted down on a specific number, and once it became your turn, it was because their speed was higher by this many points and somebody was in between, and then it counted down. There was just this subtraction going on that I was trying to implement. If your speed is still better than the next person's, you go again. Now, obviously, that's something that could happen in Final Fantasy Tactics. If you had a speed of 50 and they were 24, you could go twice before it's their turn. If not, it is the next person's turn. And I had a little example here. Man speed 15, enemies 10. Another, the second enemies is 6, and the third enemies is 4. But I didn't explain what I was doing there. No, I did. I did explain what I was doing there. I spoke too soon. My bad. In this, man of speed 15 can only go once before it is enemy 2's turn. Because then you have 15, then you subtract the 10, then you subtract the 6. So I guess man speed 15, he makes a move, then you subtract the second enemy's speed of 10, and man still has 5 left, so now he can move again. And then you subtract 6, so then he has 14 left, because it would cycle back, but he wasn't able to go in between there because his speed had been knocked to 0. And then enemy 3 subtracts 4 from that, so now he's at 10, matching enemy 1. After enemy 2 has subtracted their speed from yours, enemy 1 has a chance to attack you. What? Enemy 3 speed is too low and can't attack. Yet, I'd assume. Example of fight. So I had some stuff in here. I don't think it's that complicated, but at the same time, I think it didn't work. I think it was broken. There's certain mechanics that could work on paper if they had a bit more attention paid to them, and this one did not have the attention paid to it. And I will try to get through the rest of this as there's not much left. And I think by this point you can tell why I didn't continue this game. There were just some mechanics that I didn't flesh out. So I have here a list of jobs. Again, Final Fantasy Tactics pulls into this. Evil jobs. You could be a hunter, which determines your strength, defense, speed, intelligence, blah, blah, blah. You could be an assassin. You could be a black wizard. Jobs for your class, whether or your alignment, whether you are good or evil. You could be a fist fighter or a death fighter. I don't know what that is. Again, it says good or evil. So I don't know why I put either. Oh, no, I see what's going on here. So this is the list of evil jobs, but the one that has good plus evil by it is the one that could also be a good class. So fist, fighting with your fist, that could be a class for somebody with a good alignment, but also just straight fighter, that could be for somebody who's also good. So beggar is only for evil, and a nobody is only for evil classes. The good jobs are hero, guardian, white wizard, summoner, or unemployed. Which apparently is different than beggar and nobody. And they all have this list of their starting stats, and it's a mess. So I have an arena outside, of the Minotaur, slime, the slime wall, the giant slime, the bat. I have another character who's a summoner, so I had an example of what it would be like to be a summoner. So you have your character card or sheet, and then you have your summon sheets. This, I don't know. I don't know what this sheet is. It has fire, Gurus, lightning, spirit, fighting, fire. Wait a second. Ah, okay. These are the abilities for the summons, and that's that. That's all I had. It seems like an okay thing, but it also looks like a game that would be more suited for a video game as well. This is something that you would be running around. It could be DM'd, but the stats would have to be refined, and that's something I never did. And there would have to be more characters, more items. There would have to be more to the world, or less to the world, because I did make an entire globe map, but it was a very small globe map. I don't know. I'm a little back and forth on this one. I know it broke. I know it wasn't playable from beginning to end. And I know that I kind of rushed this out to my friends because a lot of friends had character cards. And I wasn't sure how the mechanics would work. I don't think there was a lot of dice rolling. So it wasn't about accuracy. It was just about, it's your turn, attack. Yeah, now it's your turn, attack. And the stat that you kept track of the most was your speed, because that's going to determine who goes when and where. And you're always subtracting somebody else's speed from your speed to see who goes next. And getting very little experience and somehow leveling up. This game taught me that RPGs do not work as a tabletop game. And I don't hold D&D in the same realm as an RPG. I think there's I think there could be a way to do it. There could be a way this would work, but this is not it. So I put this aside. I never even named it. I put this aside, never got past the first area, as far as I can tell. We beat a Minotaur. And that was it.